we go. All right, I want to just stop the video so you can focus on this. All right, hang on. So, okay. All right, it's Miriam Yeager. Welcome to today's Marketing Masterclass. I'm really excited to be sharing this with you wonderful ladies today. I'm really excited to be able to help other professional moms who are starting their own businesses or who have services that they offer or are, looking to take their business, that they, their business idea and kind of really implement it. And so I'm really excited to share some really cool tips with you today. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start and dive right into this. So this is really for anybody who's starting a new business, anyone who has a service they're trying to promote, and is just kind of looking like you're kind of like a deer in headlights and you're really not sure where to go, what to do. There's so much information out there and you're kind of trying to like figure out what direction to go. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. All right. So the first place you want to start is with clarity. You want to figure out what it is that you want to offer. Now, this really boils down to like what you enjoy most, what you love most. Like, what do you love helping people with? Like, if you look back at the clients that you've helped, if you look at the businesses that you've, worked for, and if you kind of really look at what like you enjoyed, what you really love doing, what really made you happy, then that's really where you want to start your offer. And then you kind of want to dive into like who you enjoy working with. Do you enjoy working with women? Do you enjoy working with men? Does it now matter to you? Do you have a specific age range? Do you like to work with children? Do you like to work with teenagers? Do you like to work with adults? Do you like to work with middle-aged people? So that also plays a really big factor in figuring out and getting clarity, like who it is that your target audience is. Because when you don't have clarity and you're kind of just, going about your business trying to market, it's really difficult for your marketing to really land to the right people. Because when you actually do have clarity, your offer starts to talk about what you enjoy most, and it starts to kind of really flow really nicely. And when you have your target audience figured out, it also starts to really, you're able to really speak to them because you know them. If it's children, you know how to speak to children. You know what language to use. You know what their interests are, right? And so that's kind of what really a really big part of clarity is knowing who you enjoy working with. Another really important aspect of really getting clarity on your business is knowing what results you want your clients to achieve. Like, what is the outcome that you provide? What is it the outcome that your services provide, that your business provides? So that's really important, because if you don't have a very specific outcome for what you're offering, your clients will have no idea either. And they're not going to, be jumping at the opportunity to work with you because they have no idea, right? So that's the most important thing before doing anything else is really getting that clarity, what you offer, who you want to work with, and what results you help them achieve. The next part is branding. Now, branding is so, it's a really fun part of marketing because you kind of get to choose the colors and you get to get really creative. Now, when it comes to branding, you really also want to know who your ideal client is, because depending on who your client is, that's how you're going to want your design and your colors and all that stuff. You're going to want it to talk to them. So again, like if you're working with kids, you're going to want, things that are really kid friendly. You might want, your branding to kind of be like very kiddish, like caricatures that kind of look like a kid drew it. You know, or if you are working with women, you're going to want to use colors that appeal to women. If you're going to want to be working with executives, you're going to want to use really dark, rich colors, right? So it's really important, you know, when you're trying to figure out your branding, who your ideal client is. The next thing that you have to really keep in mind in branding is, what are you selling? So what happens is oftentimes when people decide that, like, oh my gosh, I wanted to do my branding, I'm super excited, you know, and you kind of go ahead and you go and start to look at all the different businesses, and you kind of start to see like whose branding do you like, and you kind of start to you know, get an idea of what you like and what you want. Now, what's important to remember is that, you know, while you may love Amazon's branding, let's say, just for example, you know, if you are selling something completely different, you're going to need a different type of logo. You're going to need a different type of look for your business. So it's important to kind of make sure that your branding really reflects what it is that you're selling. So for you, Tracy, since you are selling, you know, you're selling, helping executives kind of really, or professionals rather, I think that that's what you had said, really incorporate movement into their life. You may want to, you know, have your branding portrays, you know, someone in movement or not. You know, that kind of has to, that's kind of like up to you as far as like creatively what speaks to you, but you're going to want something that kind of lets them know, you know, kind of gives them the feeling of like, that you want to help them achieve, something along those lines. Again, when it comes to branding, you need to, you have to remember not, you know, who your ideal client is, what you're selling, and don't compare yourself to other brands. Because what happens is the minute you start the comparison game, you're going to find all the reasons yours is not good enough. You're going to find all the reasons why someone else is better. And the truth is that they are serving different people. So someone else's is not better than yours. It's simply different. So don't compare yourself to others. Don't look at someone else's success. Don't look at someone else's beautiful, you know, branding. Look at inside yourself and at your business and at your clients and what you're creating, and just focus on that, because that's what matters most. And the last thing that I want to say in terms of branding is what feels like authentic to you. Is really important. So this is not just in terms of visually what it looks like, but even in terms of like the messaging that you're going to be using to really brand yourself. You know, it's really important. And again, this goes back to the comparison game. What happens is so often you're on Facebook and you're or whatever social media platform you're on, and you're comparing yourself to all the different brands, and you're comparing your messaging to other people in your industry. And what happens is sometimes you may subconsciously or consciously start to use similar wording and similar messaging to somebody else because you saw that it got them results. However, it doesn't feel right with you. It just doesn't feel good. And what's going to happen is you're not going to actually create the results that they created, even though, you know, you're looking at it and seeing, oh, they got, you know, 500 likes on it. That's going to get me my results. It's not going to if it's not authentic to you. So what's really important is to really kind of figure out what your language is, figure out what speaks to you, what feels good to you, figure out who you are and bring that to your branding, your messaging, the visual aspect of it, and really all aspects of your business should really, really speak to the person that you are. The next thing is generating income. Now, I know that this is something that I hear so often, and I've heard this from quite a few women that I've spoken to in this group that have said to me that they just, like, it just doesn't feel right to generate income. It just doesn't feel right, you know, to make money. They have beliefs that, you know, they have to give their services away for free or at a very low price because there are so many people hurting out there. And if they, you know, how could they charge, what they're worth, or how could they generate income. Now, the first thing that is so important to understand is you need to bust through those beliefs. You need to find all the reasons why you are worth the fee that you are. Now, what I want you to do is, and the reason that this is so important is because you know how much you need the income. Every single person out there needs an income to live, right? Now, it is not selfish to charge for a service where you are helping somebody so that you too can live and you too can pay your bills and be able to afford whatever it is you need in your life, whether it's extra cleaning help, being able to get takeout more often, being able to pay for babysitting more often so you could go out on a date night, whatever it is not selfish. These are things that you need in order for you to like feel good about yourself, feel good about your business, really have peace within yourself while being a businesswoman. So now what I want you to do when you get off this class, I want you to write it down right now, that you should do this. I want you to write 50 reasons why you need money. Now, this is such a powerful exercise because, well, you may know it in your head, you may know intellectually, that when you have money, you can afford more cleaning help. And when you have money, you can afford to buy yourself more clothes and more shoes that you really want. And when you have money, you're going to be able to afford to buy a home or whatever it is that you want and need. But what happens is that because you've been conditioned to think that being poor is somehow a virtue and giving of so much of yourself that, you don't have enough for yourself, which actually ends up creating you feeling kind of uncomfortable, feeling like you're missing something in your life and feeling like, you don't have enough to give to other people. What happens is that when you do this exercise, it really brings all that to the forefront, right? And it kind of makes you realize how necessary it is for you to have the life that you want. And there's nothing selfish about wanting peace for yourself, about wanting to be able to feel good so that you can fill your cup up all the way so that you can serve your clients even more and at an even higher level. Because the reality is that the more you give to yourself, the more you're able to give to others. The next thing that I want you to write down is 50 things that money is going to buy you. So 50 reasons you need the money can be, you need to buy food, you need to pay rent, you need to, pay for school, whatever it is, necessities. I want you to also write down 50 things that money is going to buy you that you don't currently have. And again, this is to really bring it to the forefront of your mind and really remind you how important this is. Now, before you work in your business every day, I highly recommend that you read through these to kind of remind you of why you are doing this. Because while, yes, a huge reason why you're doing this, probably even more important than finances, is to make the impact and really help your clients in the way that you can, and really make the difference that you want to make with your services or your business. This is just as important. And when you focus on that, it kind of gives you a boost as well, to really work on your business. The next thing is to really love your business. I speak to so many business owners and so many people who have services and, offer services or have a business, and they kind of just speak about it in like a way where they're not passionate. They don't, they know they're really good at it and they know that they've made such a difference, but they don't really love what they do. And what happens is when you make that mindset shift, when you tell yourself, I'm going to just love this business, I'm going to like make it my baby, you're going to give it the proper attention that it really needs. Because in order for a business to actually grow and be successful, it needs attention daily, right? And what's going to happen is when you decide, when you make that decision to love your business, you're going to be like excited to work on it instead of being like, oh my God, I have to work on my business again. I have to get back to a client. I have to do this project. I have to write an article. It's gonna make you be excited to do the work. And the energy you bring when you're excited is just a whole different level. You just create much, much better results. And you're also going to enjoy the process. Like you created this business or this career, the services that you offer because you really wanted to make your difference and you really wanted to help people and you want to enjoy the process. You don't want it to just be like this really big burden of like another like huge headache that you have to do. So when you learn to really love your business, you really enjoy the process and it really it becomes exciting and it becomes really just fun. And what happens is you will also be able to actually generate the results that you want. When you love something, you give it your everything. Like you love your children more than anything in the world, right? And you'll give your children anything. You will give up whatever you need to for your children if it were to come to that, right? So it's the same thing with your business. You really are going to start to generate the results when you learn to really love it for what it is. Love, that you are making your difference. The next thing is, this is something else that so many new business owners and people that people that offer services, and I say that because oftentimes they don't view themselves as business owners, when in actuality they really are. So it's really important to create a marketing strategy. This is probably one of the key things that will help you create the success that you want. And so often oftentimes people don't realize this. If you don't have a proper strategy, you're going to kind of go in all directions every day. So this is going to give you a direction daily. Like you're going to come work on your business instead of sitting down at your computer and saying, okay, what should I do now? Oh, I kind of remembered I wanted to do this. And then I remembered, I wanted to do a blog post and I also wanted to do a video. And I also wanted to get back to that client and I had another project. So instead of like you kind of being all over the place, and instead of feeling like you're putting so many hours into your business and not necessarily accomplishing like a ton, this is really going to give you direction daily. And so what happens is when you implement it, you start to really, when you write down and you like create a strategy for yourself, you start to really put so much more into your business and you start to really have the proper direction. It's also going to help you track what you're doing well in, as well as the results. Like it's going to help you track. Like, so for example, if your business, in your business, you post on social media daily, right? Now, you're likely doing different types of posts. And so what happens is when you have a strategy to constantly look back at every day, you start to realize, you start to add to that strategy. Okay, I did this type of post. Okay, how often do I want to do this type of post? Do I want to switch it up? And it kind of also gives you a benchmark to kind of look back and be able to track the results that you've created and the results that you are creating. So you kind of get to, it kind of gives you like a platform to be able to see that you need to, to be able to see like what's been working in your business and what hasn't. The next thing is that consistency is key. You must take inspired action daily. Now, if you are one of those people that are saying like, okay, I'm gonna work on it here, there, on the weekend, your business is not going to take off the ground. It's really, really important to do one thing every single day for your business. Even if it's one really small thing, even if it's 2 minutes, if you're like working a full-time job and working, creating a business on the side, or you just have a really busy schedule with your children, you're watching them a lot, and you have very limited time, make sure to take inspired action every single day and do one thing important for your business. And the next point is that you have to try every strategy for at least a week or two, and be consistent with it. So again, be consistent with every single strategy for at least a week or two, because otherwise you won't really know if it's going to work. You can do a Facebook Live once and not get interaction and say to yourself, oh my God, okay, this doesn't work. I'm never going to do Facebook Live again. And then you're literally throwing out a strategy that could have potentially brought you a lot of new clients, or could have generated new business for you. And so you really need to try it and test it for at least a week or two before you measure the results of it. Now, the other thing is about being consistent is that it's important to know that it takes 7 times for somebody to see an ad before they make a purchase or hire someone for a service. So, if you're just throwing something out there, and you've done it once, you've done it twice, done it 3 times, and you're not getting the results you're looking for, don't get down on yourself. It takes time. It takes, they say 7 times. Some marketing experts will say 21 times. The point of the number really doesn't matter, but the point is that you need to be consistent over and over again in order for you to really see the results that you're looking for. Now, the next thing, oh my gosh, this is so important. As a mom, please do not sacrifice your family. It's so easy to get caught up in the struggle and that you worry all the time. Like you're sitting with your kids and you're thinking about the client, that you're working with and hoping that they get the results that they want. And then you start to think, maybe what if I can't provide them what they're looking for? What if they don't give me the testimonial? What if another client, what if, I know that I need 10 clients in order to pay my bills this month. And what if I only get 8? It's so easy to kind of really get caught up in that, but it's so important to be present when you're with your family. Super, super, super important, because your children need to know that they are most important to you. And I know that that's what you want. You don't want them to think that your business matters more than them. And so when you're thinking that in your mind, your children can sense it. So please don't allow your business to take over your life. And remember, they are why you're doing this, so when you remember that and you remind yourself this on a daily basis, it makes it a lot easier to really be present with your children so that they don't become a sacrifice to your business. The next really important thing is to mind your mindset. Now, I know how difficult this can be because, we all have so much going on in our lives. We are managing a home, we're managing a family, we're managing a business. And what happens is there are so many parts to every single aspect of all of this, right? So it's really important to train your mind for success. It's really important to remember that this is why you're doing it and that you can reach success. So what's important is to really see yourself as a successful businesswoman that you are, to really visualize it and really feel it. Like really feel, what am I going to look like? What am I going to feel like when I am successful? And feel it every single day and really bring your mind there as often as possible to create the success that you're looking for. Now, when you are feeling down about it, just do something to get you out of that headspace, because that's what's going to help you build the muscle that you need to be the successful businesswoman that you really, truly are inside of you. Now, the last thing that I wanted to share is social media. So oftentimes people ask me okay, so which social media platform should I focus on? So what's important is to pick what you like most. If you love Facebook, go ahead and do Facebook. If you love Twitter, do Twitter. If you love Instagram, post on Instagram. If you like blogging, if you like podcasts, like really pick what you like, because what happens is when you enjoy something, you are going to do your best at it. And the other thing that you should also do is, once you've figured out which platform you really enjoy, follow other people that are successful and that speak to you. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get ideas from them. Now, don't, again, going back to the beginning, don't take on their voice, their personality, and don't even like try to compare yourself either, because you need to be authentic. But what it will do is it will kind of give you insight, ideas, and how to kind of bring your message forward, with, in your own way. It'll really give you ideas on how to bring your message forward. And the last thing is to really master it before moving on to another platform, because you're never going to be able to be successful at a different platform if you have not mastered the first one. So first, fall in love with one of them, follow other people that really speak to you, master one platform, and then move on to another platform to create even bigger, higher levels of success for you and your business. And I really, really hope this was helpful. I tried to address everyone's questions in here. This was kind of a very broad overview on marketing. And if you feel like I can help you and your business move forward and kind of help you create the balance that you're looking for within yourself, so that you can strengthen your relationships with your family while building your business, while creating the next level of success for your business, for your career and your profession, then go ahead and book a free call with me, and we will chat and see where you're at, see what your goals are, and if I can help you get there, I will let you know. And if not, I'll kind of help you, steer you in the right direction. So looking forward to speaking to you. Hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions related to marketing or anything else, feel free to private message me. And I wish you a wonderful day.